Hello all, my name is Amrapali Chavan. I am working as an assistant professor in computer department. Today we will discuss about processes scheduling like FCFS, that is first come first serve, and shortest job first, that is SJF. First we will see the CPU scheduler. So the short-term scheduler selects from among the processes in ready queue and allocates the CPU to one of them. So the queue may be ordered in various ways. CPU scheduling decisions may take place when processes switches from running to a waiting state, switches from running to a ready state, switches from waiting to ready state, and last one is terminates. So scheduling under 1 and 4 is non-preemptive. All other scheduling is preemptive. Consider access to shared data. Consider preemption while in kernel mode. And consider interrupts occurring during the crucial OS activities. First we will see dispatcher. So the dispatcher module gives control of the CPU to the process selected by the short-term scheduler. So this involves switching context, switching to user mode, jumping to the proper location in the user program to restart that program. Next is dispatch latency. So the time it takes for the dispatcher to stop one process and start another running process. Next is scheduling criteria. So CPU utilization, it keeps the CPU as busy as possible. Throughput. So hash of processes that complete their execution per time unit. Turnaround time. Amount of time to execute a particular process. Then waiting time. It is amount of time a process has been waiting in the ready queue. Then response time. It is amount of time it takes from when a request was submitted until the first response is produced, not output for time sharing environment. First we will see the first come first serve, that is FCFS scheduling. As you can see, we have taken three processes P1, P2 and P3, and the burst time for P1 is 24, P2 for 3 and P3 for 3. Suppose that the processes arrives in the order P1, P2 and P3. So the Gantt chart of the schedule is P1 0 to 24, P2 24 to 27, P3 27 to 30. So the waiting time for P1 is 0, P2 is 24 and P3 is 27. So average time, waiting time can be calculated like by adding the waiting time. For P1 is 0 plus P2 is 24 plus P3 is 27 divided by 3. So it is equal to 17. So 17 is the average waiting time in first come first serve scheduling. Suppose that the processes arrives in the order of P2, P3 and P1. So the Gantt chart for the schedule is P2 0 to 3, P3 3 to 6 and P1 6 to 30. Waiting time for P1 is 6, for P2 is 0 and for P3 is 3. So the average waiting time is 6 plus 0 plus 3 divided by 3 equal to 3. So much better than previous case. So convo effect is a short process being long process. So consider one CPU bound and many IO bound processes. Next is shortest job first, that is SJF scheduling. Associate with each process the length of its next CPU burst. Use these lengths to schedule the process with the shortest time. SJF is optimal. It gives the minimum average waiting time for a given set of processes. The difficulty is knowing the length of the next CPU request, and it could ask the user. Example of shortest job. There are processes P1, P2, P3 and P4, and the burst time 6, 8, 7 and 3. So SJF scheduling chart is P4 0 to 3, P1 3 to 9, P3 9 to 16 and P2 16 to 24. So the average waiting time is 3 plus 16 plus 9 plus 0 divided by 4 equal to 7. So the average waiting time in shortage of first is 7. Thank you so much.